It's dinner in the yard, out behind the cars. Tonight we're gonna do something different. I will make the things that I know how to make. You will make something more delicious. A sweet potato pie, no flimsy paper plate. Baby, I don't think it gets much better.
Welcome to my dining room. I am sitting here with all of my yarn because I have a little bit of a problem. Or maybe it's a big problem. I have moths. While it could be easy for me to just freak out about the fact that I have moths, I also know that bugs are a pretty normal part of life, and I am choosing to be not too freaked out by this. I am choosing to just take care of the situation, not panic, not throw away all my yarn, but I am going to try to move forward to get rid of the moths, to prevent future moth infestation, and to just generally keep my yarn safe. I thought that this would be a great opportunity to do a massive inventory of my yarn stash. If we end up getting interrupted at all, it is because I have a very sick dog who may need to be let outside. Speaking of him, I thought I heard your tip-taps. Can you go outside? So I might just leave that door open for a little bit, but there will be background noises. In case you are wondering what I am wearing, this is the Moonset Slipover by Ozetta. I knit it in some summery yarns. There's like linen and hemp and stuff in here. And then on this hand, I have just a little fingerless mitt that I don't remember what the pattern was because I knit this about 2 or 3 years ago. And I was gonna frog it because I didn't want to knit the second one, but I found it in my frog pile recently and I decided to just finish it. All I had to do was cast off for the thumb, and I decided why not have a little hand knit mitt over my splint while my broken hand finishes healing. I only have about 2 more weeks until I get this off, thank goodness. I'm just drinking on some coffee today because I think that this is going to be a process. He's back inside. I don't really know how long the actual video will be, but I know this process of inventorying and safeguarding all of my yarn is going to take a while. My plan for this video is to focus mostly on the inventory side of things, mostly on getting a handle of how much yarn I actually have. I did want to just show you what I'm going to be doing for moth prevention in this video, and then there will be another one I think that's going to be dedicated just fully to the process of getting rid of moths because it takes a little bit. However, I have gathered a few things that might help me throughout this process. Here I have 1 gallon, 2 gallon, and 5 gallon bags, which I will be separating my yarn out into. In these bags, I will be putting some cedar. However, I won't be putting the cedar in there until after they come out of the freezer because all of this yarn is going to be cycled through the freezer over the next, I don't know, several weeks, months. I don't know how long this is going to take. I can only fit so much yarn in the freezer at once, number 1. And then number 2, it takes about a week to freeze out all of these bugs. I will be putting them in the freezer for 3 days, taking them out for 1 day and putting them back for 3 days. So that's 7 days, a full week. And I have to move all this yarn through the freezer. In the meantime, we have a little outbuilding insulated shed that I will be putting all of my yarn in to quarantine in, and then I will be putting it into the freezer. Once it has gone through the freezing process, I will be moving it back into the house. In order to catch the fact that I have a moth problem, we do have some of these Dr. Killigan's moth traps. These don't necessarily prevent moths, but they do alert you to a moth problem. You will look inside here and there will be little tiny moths inside. This specific one is for kitchen moths, but there is an entire separate one that is specifically for clothing and wool moths. And then finally, the last thing I will be doing to prevent any future moth infestations and to really make sure that this one is taken care of, I'm going to be buying some parasitic wasps, I believe is what they are called. And they are actually beneficial insects. They don't sting like the typical wasp that you think of. And they are predators of things like clothing moths. So that is the other plan I have for prevention. I have also considered using diatomaceous earth, which is, I think it's made from shells. I could be incorrect. But it's a very, very fine powder that certain insects, when ingested, it like breaks down the cell linings or something. Anyways, it kills them. Diatomaceous earth itself is safe around humans and pets unless you inhale a ton in. The only thing with that is it is a bit messy. It's like a powder that you sprinkle everywhere and then you have to vacuum back up. And I don't know how to put that throughout my yarn without making a massive mess in my yarn. And so I might put that like in the rooms in the house, but jury's still out on whether or not I'm gonna do the diatomaceous earth. But those are all of my plans for keeping this yarn safe from moths. Now we're going to get into the inventory. And I do have a little bit of a plan on how to tackle this. I have a computer right over here. We are so lucky because just a few weeks ago, Natty put out a video where she inventoried her entire yarn stash. And not only did she do that, but she made a spreadsheet that you can insert all of your yarn, how many ounces, the dyer, whether it's fingering or worsted. She made this spreadsheet and then made it available to all of us. So I have it downloaded. I have made my own version of it. I have it up on the computer. I will be putting in all the yarn into the spreadsheet, and I'm going to screen record, I think, to kind of show you what it looks like and what I am doing. And that way you'll be able to see what this looks like and what the damage really is from all of my yarn. I will also be putting the link to this spreadsheet down in the description, as well as the video that Natalie made inventorying her yarn, so you can go look and see what an actual professional organized person looks like when they do their yarn organization. I am not that. I am just here for the vibes, but I do kind of want to get a handle on my yarn to really know what I have. I'm gonna need a lot more coffee. And I think what I want to do is grab the yarn, inventory it, put it in a plastic bag. That's the process. I can already see right here, right now, that I have this handful of minis. This is full of minis. So a part of me thinks I should just start here. Okay. And we go in, oh my gosh, this is exciting. Okay, going with the weight, fingering, dyer, M to the third, color name. Doesn't have a color, but we're gonna go with purple because that's the color. And it's a purple shade. The yardage is 92. The number of skeins is 1. How many grams are in a skein? 20. And currently I don't have any project for it. So we're gonna go unused. Cool. Okay, put that over there. So now I just have to do that about 100 more times. I will be recording some of it, but I don't know if we're gonna record all of that because that sounds like a lot of space taken up on my phone and my camera. So we're gonna check back in when I've made some progress, and it might be today and it might be tomorrow. It is going to start raining and it's getting very dark in here. So I might wait until tomorrow to do an actual check-in on this, but I'm gonna sit here for a bit longer and inventory. Fingering. I need to go get my kitchen scale. Okay, this one's a 25 gram, so I'm gonna say that it's 100. For the yards is 100, even if it actually is probably more because I don't have any other information on this, but it's a 25 grammer. Well, this is fun. It's gonna take forever, but it is fun.
Hiding everything in life feels very frightening, and I live with so much that I longer don't know why even. So violent, my mind, every thought I have I'm done. But it's like rain. I know, might just meet some guy and cry a little. Help me, I need a good advice. Please don't say no, be my hero. You can't tell me lies, please don't cut these ties. Need a hero, 'cause I got zero.
It's about 24 hours later. It's another afternoon. It's gonna rain soon. I've got another fire going and I have my yarn back out in the dining room to continue my inventory. I kind of got cut short yesterday because I did end up taking my dog to the emergency vet and we were there until like 1 a.m. and then we were up in the middle of the night from like 3 to 4 a.m. And then for whatever reason, I decided sleep deprived would be a good time to cut my bangs. So here we are 24 hours later, bangs are shorter, and we're gonna continue on. I'll show you just a quick shot of what the table looks like now. I'm trying to keep things organized, but it also is just kind of a messy process.
Slow down, mama, why you talk so mean? Good Lord, man, shit, it ain't what it seems. Got nice clothes, late night shows, boogie down at the bar, fiddle tunes and homemade booze, but it always goes too far. Shooting pool, crack a jack, take off now, and don't look back, but hey, don't you wanna play? Hold on, sugar, why you look so sad?
I have moved into the inventory process for my scrap yarn or any leftover pieces or anything that has been taken out of a skein, which is, I think, maybe the majority of my yarn actually. I mean, I had a solid amount that was still skeined up and like I have plans for, but this is the bulk of it and it actually is going to be the trickiest because I have to weigh it. I have to find the ball band for it if I can. I have saved a ton of ball bands for what I thought was no reason, but I guess this is the reason. And then I'm pairing the ball band with it, either putting it in a plastic bag or putting a rubber band around it. And yeah, that's the current process. I will take you back over to the table. We'll get set up. I'm gonna put on an episode of Below Deck because there was one out last night that I didn't get to watch, and we're going to do that and inventory. Yeah. I have a Red Bull over there. I decided Red Bull over coffee because sleep deprived. Okay, let's go.
I got the champagne. We can knock it back, get on track, jump on, ride this thing. Double down, roll the dice, take off now, don't think twice. Hey, don't you want to play? Say hey, don't you want to play?
I have decided to cut this video short. I thought about not putting it out at all, but I kind of just wanted to anyways. You don't like that I'm talking to myself? That's so fair. It's weird, huh? It's hard to say, but Arlo passed away, my sweet boy, and I know it's really sad. And so I think I'm just gonna leave this video here. This is life, this is reality, and this is like real grief. He was the first dog I ever had of my own, and might be the only one, who knows. And I spent 6 really special years with him, and we grew up a lot together, and he got me through a lot. And he was in a lot of pain, and I am so relieved that he is no longer in pain. Anyways, not a happy end to this video, but I will be continuing on with my yarn inventory because it's a really good distraction. I'm currently not at home, but when I go back home, I will be continuing on with that, and I will be posting another video on that update. I'm also laughing through this because every time I look at myself, I'm like, you look ridiculous. I think part of it is like depersonalization or derealization, where in grief, nothing feels real except for the grief. So it's like I look at myself and I'm like, that's not even a real person. But then when I look a little more closely, I'm like, I mean, I look exactly like how I feel, which is I hadn't slept in about a week. And then last night I slept 16 hours, but if I'm awake, I'm crying. So I already have hooded eyes, or whatever they're called, when they're swollen, they're just so intense. And then also my rash decision to cut short bangs, and now I just slept on them, and what? Anyways, it's funny. This is real life. That's the end of this one. If you have a pet, go love on them. Bye.
How do I say goodbye? Caroline, heaven knows I'd stay, but I have to run.